If you're like most parents, your children probably play free-to-play games. This could be something on a phone or a mobile game, but it could also be something like Fortnite on the computer or gaming console. But as with everything that's free, there's a catch. In this case, microtransactions. Hi, I'm Jake from Parent Game Advisor, helping parents make informed decisions about video games. Microtransactions have really exploded over the last 5 years, and they're really prevalent in games that our kids play. A microtransaction is just that, a small purchase that you make in a game when you're trying to play it to unlock some sort of content. There are a few different types of microtransactions that we'll cover today. In-game currency, downloadable content or DLC, and loot boxes. In-game currency is the first type that we'll talk about. This is something that parents may even be familiar with or have purchased themselves on a mobile game that they might play. What it is essentially is purchasing a type of virtual currency for the game, think of like gems or gold bars, that you can use to unlock or speed up progression through the game that you're playing. That's most frequently seen in mobile games. There are also different types of in-game currency, such as V-Bucks, which can allow you to unlock a costume for a character or a type of season-long progression that you can unlock different things throughout the time that you're playing. Those are frequently called battle passes, and they're something we'll discuss in a different video. Think about a phone game that you may be familiar with, say Candy Crush. In Candy Crush, you can buy gold bars, which helps you to progress or be able to play levels more times. These are the types of in-game currency, those gold bars, that are prevalent in games outside of just the mobile arena. Going back to Fortnite, they have V-Bucks. These can be purchased on the gaming console or PC that the player is playing on. They can also be purchased in a store via a card that allows them to unlock that currency in the game that they're playing. The second type of microtransaction is called downloadable content, or DLC. Oftentimes this is considered the fairest type of microtransaction because you know exactly what you're going to get, or pretty much what you're going to get when you make the purchase. Oftentimes this content is laid out and bundled up in a way that you know exactly where your next adventure will take you or what gear you'll get. It's been marketed and there's been trailers and announcements and different things with the developers of the game talking about what is exactly in that DLC. So it's a very transparent process. And while this could range from a number of things, from a new character or a new location, most often what you'll see this in is a single-player, story-driven game. Think about something like the Elder Scrolls Skyrim. The third, final, and perhaps most predatory type of microtransaction is a loot box. In a loot box, it's essentially a pulling of a slot machine. You don't know what you'll get until you open it. And there's some guarantee of an amount of rarity of what's inside, but until you've opened that loot box, and of course already paid for it, you won't know what that is. It is possible to buy a loot box with in-game currency as described before, but it's also possible to purchase those just directly through the gaming stores that you're using. Because of the stigma around loot boxes and how they're tightly tied to gambling, a lot of developers have had some scrutiny over implementing them in their games. There's even been some legislation that's been introduced to try to curb some of the loot boxes in games targeted specifically at children. None of that's gotten very far, and loot boxes are still prevalent in a lot of games, especially sporting games like Madden today. However, it's also possible in your game while playing it that you may unlock loot boxes for free, and generally speaking, a loot box as a reward system is regarded as a fine or even good mechanic in the game. But when it comes to purchasing a blind box where you don't know what you're getting until you pull that slot machine lever, those are generally predatory microtransactions. This brief overview should give you a better idea of the types of games your kids are playing and the types of purchases that they're trying to make. If they played a free-to-play game like a mobile game or a Fortnite, it's likely that if they're asking you for money, it's for some sort of microtransaction. If you like this content or there's a game that you're interested in learning more about, let me know in the comments below and hit that subscribe button for future content.